up, folks. This one's going to be a long one, so you're going to need some supplies. I suggest you get a flask with some tea or coffee in it. Get yourself some crisps, maybe a sandwich or some biscuits, and enjoy it. Fully tricked you there, didn't I? You thought that were going to be DRS, but really it's, look at this dirty mofo. He's dirty as can be, isn't he? So yeah, I got him weathered. Don't know if I've ruined it. I don't think I have. I quite like it. When we look at that original photo, it's got minor similarities. It's got a faded front. As you can see next to that other one, it's a nice and faded front now, and I like that. That looks quite well. And this side, I've replicated that photo. It was probably a little bit heavier than that photo. And then other side of it, I've done it slightly different. Similar, but slightly different, so I can run it different directions and it'd be slightly different looking. And then I've sprayed some airbrush on top. I've done a few greys. I've done a bit of rusty paint, and I've done a bit of smoke as well. So you have to let us know what you think. I've done a different technique every time, and every time I do a different technique, I don't remember previous techniques, so I can't replicate any of my weathering. Just make it up as I go along. And it's got some streaking, it's got all sorts of nonsense that this time. But like I say, I try filming it, camera gets it way, I forget to press record, or it just causes me annoyance, and I just ended up not doing it. But it's done now, and there's no going back. Really, it is what it is. I like it, and we'll see what's what. Anyway, just on a side note, I just want to apologise for making another video just a day later. Sorry it's took so long, but it is what it is. I'm not even sorry, I'm just kidding. I'm not even sorry at all. Anyway, let's have a look at this, how it looks outside, because it looks alright outside with sunlight on it and trees behind it. It gives you a bit more of a realistic view of it. And I don't know if you can hear, my daughter's into the room screaming her head off. I think she knows I'm doing some audio work, so she's just going to be as loud as she can be. But she's not going to win, because I'll just leave it, and then in 25 years' time, when she's like 32, she'll be able to watch this video back and think, oh God, I made a right mess of that, didn't I? So what do you think? Anyway, look, I've blended it a bit. I've got some streaking, then I've blended off at top of it, and then I don't even know what I've done. Just all sorts, really. A little bit of washers, a little bit of weathering powder, and then some Vallejo Model Air. I've gone Vallejo Model Air, and this is the other side, so I've done grill a bit more black on that one. Well, I say a bit more, loads more, but a little bit of black underneath there, and a little bit of black on that bit, just to make it a little bit different. Added a couple of dots under its sign there, look. Added a couple of dots of rusty little nonsense. I wanted to make it a bit worse than that, but when I made it look heavier, it looked crap, so I took it right back. And then there's this roof, and I've just got a few bits and bobs going on. I've made it look quite old and I don't know about dry, rusty looking. I don't even know if roofs are made out of metal. They might not even rust, but this one is made out of metal, so it does rust, which is a bit unusual, isn't it, if it is wrong, but wrong is right, so it's tough. Anyway, just get back to this video now. So he's going to run and get out of here, and he's going to pick up some of them old EWS wagons that I haven't run for a bit, because we've got some new goodies for them, so that's going to be exciting, something to watch. And let me just tell you this, any of you skippers who like to skip through videos, you're going to miss some details this time. It's all about the details, and I wouldn't want you to miss it, but it's up to you. Like, I don't give monkeys, but don't come back to me in a few weeks crying and saying, oh, I didn't watch that, and I feel really bad now, because I'm going to say, we're done, mate, you're not watching it, we're done, it's too late. Anyway, I'm not really. So anyway, in this video, in other news, we are going to introduce a couple of my adoptees, you know, the fostering service that I've done. So there's going to be a couple of new locos coming, so that's exciting, isn't it? I'll explain a bit more about that later. Someone did ask me the other day on my last video, they asked me if a Cura scale, when they're not sound fitted, if they come with stay alive, if they're just DCC ready. I could tell you now, mate, I didn't know answer, but I could tell you now they do come with a stay alive and it does work. So I assume you just put your normal chip in and then stay alive just works from Loco side of things. So yeah, all works, got stay alive, decent. So this video I'm going to start by talking about this new 3D printer and adding the 3D printer to the railway, and is it worthwhile doing, and we'll talk about that. But I also just want to add, how come whenever I have like a disaster video, it seems to do right well, you know, with views. It's bizarre. It's like people want chaos and disaster, don't they? I might start smashing a few up live on camera, you know, put a sledgehammer through one and say, oh, I accidentally sledgehammered my Loco. Probably get about 100,000 views, won't I? Completely ruin my Loco and my layout, but people love it, don't they? It's bizarre. Anyway, look at that for an angle. Mucky as can be, him, isn't he? Mucky as can be. Hey, before I start waffling on about 3D printer stuff, who's going to Donny show this year? Can I have a show of hands or type in comments, and we'll see what's what. I'm like I say, I'm still pondering going there. It's a strong 50-50 now, if not 60-40. So yeah, and as you can see, I've spun Loco round because I was going to reverse down and pick wagons up, then I realised coupling's only on one end, so I've had to spin it round. So you wouldn't have known, but it's all about the honesty, isn't it? Anyway, excited to see what new Loco's coming. I bet you are, aren't you? I bet you can't wait. I might have put it on thumbnail though, I haven't decided yet, so we never know, do we? As you can see, that's still parked up. I've not even took body off to look at that stay alive yet. This is literally next day, so I just thought I'd get another one out. Even mechanics have got no idea. Driver, if you just connect up to them wagons then, mate, and get them took round to the depot, because we've got some exciting new stuff to get shoved in them, so that'll be lovely and decent. Right then, 3D printers. So, I've wanted one for a while, because I've seen what some people are doing out there, and I really do like them. There's two types of 3D printers, you may or may not know. There's resin printers, and then there's the other one, filament ones. I don't know specific name. Filament ones, basically, it comes with a roller wire and it like melts it and it prints it like a traditional printer would, forward and backwards, building up the layers, and then it makes the print, and you can see slight imperfections in the print usually, little lines, and they don't look that great, especially under microscope and close-ups. It's never going to be the best. And then resin printers, how they work, you've got some liquid resin that's as poisonous as can be. A plate drops into that liquid, and then underneath that's like, if you imagine a TV screen, and that fires UV light images onto the back of the build plate, and it sets the resin to the build plate, and then it moves up a little fraction of a millimetre each time, sets a new layer, and pulls the print out of the liquid. It's almost like spaceman stuff. It's crazy. But it's super dodgy, it's super toxic, and it's quite horrible, nasty stuff. So why would you choose to use the super nasty resin? You'd choose to use it because it produces much better prints than the other way. Especially for model railways, the details are amazing. My fencing on this, that you can see now, that brown stuff, that's been filament printed, and you can tell when you zoom in, it's got little bits and bobs of nonsense on it, and it doesn't look the best. It's all right, it's passable, but any more intricate details, it's just a bit rubbish. So I thought, if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it the best it can be, which included a load of nonsense, which is why I've been away for a couple of weeks building an area in my garage, because I didn't want it in the house, and I didn't want it round near my train set because I didn't want to die up there. So I thought I'll do it in a garage, get it all vented and do it properly, and when I go in there I put a mask on and whatnot. So I've got it all set up, and then you've got to have it heated because it likes to be at a decent temperature, so I've got all that done. So it's a lot more hassle. I think other ones are probably a bit toxic as well, but I just don't think quite as bad. But anyway, look at all my 37s parked up out at way, ready for the visitors, ready for the poor little fostered locomotives. Anyway, so you get your 3D printer and all that, it's all good, and then basically you can design your own prints using online software if you're really good at it. CAD stuff. If you can do all CAD stuff, you'll be able to do it any day of the week, I suppose, but I'm not really into it. I could probably do basic stuff. But there is websites where you can buy designs. So what I did, I'd been mooching around websites for a few weeks, and I bought probably about $30 worth of designs. It's all in dollars, into internet. It's crazy. But when I ordered it, I did pretend they were American. So basically, I had a massive T-bone steak, and I'm eating it, and I'm shouting to my miss. I'm like, going, "Get me some goddamn Kool-Aid." And she's like, "What are you on about? What's Kool-Aid?" "Get me some Kool-Aid, lady." And anyway, she ended up smacking me, so that just didn't work. But I did feel proper American while I was doing it, while I was buying them, so that was good. It was nice. Actually, I just want to ask, I've got one of my subscribers, I think you're a subscriber, you watch a lot of my videos. Anyway, Jersey Bill, you're American, aren't you? Do you drink Kool-Aid? And is it nice? I used to see it a lot back in day on movies, like, like Kid and Play and all that. Yeah, Kool-Aid. Anyway, back to what we're on about. But yeah, JB, defo let me know though about that Kool-Aid. So, just going to have to stop me sending my tracks here, because Ladderman's here, look, and he's saying new pipes have arrived, so we might as well take a look at them, haven't we? Might as well, that's what we're here for. Unless you're not here for that. So if you're not here for that, what are you here for? Like a trespasser. We don't have trespassers, so yeah, it is what we're here for, isn't it? See, Ladderman's mate here, he's 3D printed, but I were heavy-handed with him, so if you look, I've actually snapped his foot off, so he's disabled. He gets £1,500, disability living allowance each month, and he drives a Mini Cooper, so he's quite happy. Anyway, look here, these concrete pipes, I've printed them, and they look decent, don't they? I've weathered them up a little bit and mucked them up on bottom like they've been there a while, even though they've only been there for minutes. And yeah, they're all right, aren't they? A little bit of a close-up. The only thing with them, I think, if I'm honest, I wouldn't mind redesigning that myself, and I'm probably going to, and I'm going to make them so that they're narrow enough to fit. And look at them beauties. Yeah, I'm going to make them so piles are narrow enough to go into a wagon, because at the minute they're too wide. But yeah, some empty cable reels there. And as Ladderman said, you lot are going to probably be calling me Mr. Fancy Loads, because get ready, these empty things have now got look at state. That looks absolutely fantastic, doesn't it? Oh, cable drums galore, and it's got coloured cable, black cable, we've got normal wood, we've got painted wood. So yeah, it's all looking all right. My empty rusty one, I'm leaving that empty rusty because I just love it and I don't want to hide any of it. And then we've got 4 there, look, and they look all right, don't they? To be fair, that black, I hand brushed that on and it's come out looking well nice. I airbrushed all the rest. You see that little plant pot there with greenery in next to Cafe that's gone off straight away? Well, that was bought off eBay, and it were about, I think they were about £6 for 4. So what we'll do, we'll get to end the video, and I'll show you what I've printed so far, and I'll tell you roughly how much I've spent so far to give you a bit of a comparison. But as you can see, I've printed off a few little industrial items to lie around, and there's some more big coil drums there, and I like them. They've come out on camera, they look almost yellow, but they're a nice, like, brand new wood colour. Anyway, moving on. Let me introduce the first locomotive of the Liberty Junction Fostering Service. It's the brand new Acura Scale Class 31 BR Blue. 80s, 70s, 80s, who gives the monkeys. Look how shiny and clean it looks. Beautiful, fresh out at box. So it's not had a running in this yet, so I do a bit of running in. I'm just literally driving it out now, and is going to collect some bits and pieces and run it round. And as you can see, everyone knows his history. They know he's got a bit of a tainted background. He's had to be fostered, but it's all good, and he's going to be happy here for a bit anyway, and he'll certainly be on some videos. And he's even winking look at back, so apparently that's prototypical. I ain't got a Scooby, but I'm told it is, so happy days. Anyway, let me get back to 3D printing stories. So I bought some designs instead of designing my own, because there's no way on earth I'm good enough, and there's some right good people out there. And for a couple of £1 for a decent design, I don't mind giving people a bit of money like that, because it just saves millions and millions of my own minutes. And everyone's ticking away in life, isn't it? So yeah, so say $30 I spent. What did I get for $30? I got absolutely hundreds of items that I can print off. Happy days. So what I did, I set one going. You have to put it on this software. It slices it into slices, and then you load it into your 3D printer and press print. And it's as simple as that. So first print I did, I mean, it's all new to me, and there's a few bits and bobs of guides online, but there's not that much in terms of this level of stuff. But basically, my first print I did came out, I printed off some of them coils, and how you do it with resin is you have them like, you kind of lift them off at build plates so they're on supports. So there's little bits of sticks of plastic that are intended to snap off once you printed them. And then the base onto the plate, you have like a base layer of resin that gets wasted. But it's only a smidgen, it's only like 1 millimetre thick or something. Anyway, so my first print I do it, and it comes out looking amazing, and I'm well chuffed. And then when I went to get it off a build plate, you use like a spatula kind of scraper type situation, and basically there was no way I couldn't get it off at all. It were absolutely rock solid. If someone had said to me that it were part of this, it were all part of the same moulded metal, I'd have believed him, because I could not get the print off the plate. And to cut a long story short, I used that much violence getting it off. I put some right scratches in my brand new metal plate, and I literally destroyed the first batch of prints to the point where they only just survived. Some of them are a bit damaged, and some of them got a little bit broken, but I can still use them all. There'll just be details in wagons and stuff gets damaged anyway, doesn't it? Bits of wood fall off timbers and stuff, so there's no major drama. But anyway, I couldn't get it off. So then what I've been doing for last week is figuring out different timings, and it's all experimental, as to it's got to be timed long enough that the plate, it sticks to the plate so it'll just fall in and collapse, but not too long that it sticks like concrete and you can't get it off. And I think now I'm about there where it's still a bit of a mission to get off, but it comes off without causing any damage. So that's where we're at. And then the other thing is, you've got to decide whether to invert the print, do them at an angle, and it's all like a mad science, what I don't understand. Because certain ways, with certain products, with certain types of resin, you'll find things fail. So like a wall, for example, will get all warped and look crap. And I've only had a couple of things fail. There's one particular thing, which is some platform edging I'm trying to print out, and I can't for life of me. Look at him struggling. Look, he's struggling pulling these wagons. They weigh a ton though, to be fair, and there's so many of them, if I can speak. So yeah, what we're on about. Yeah, I've got these platforms. It's like a modular platform system for a station. And there's another print. Look, a little wooden hut, which I've not quite finished painting, but it didn't look too bad, did it? I just did that as a bit of a tester. So yeah, I can't get these platforms to work at the minute. They keep coming out warped, so I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong there. But like I say, it's a bit experimental. And it is what it is. I'm sure I'll get to the bottom of it. All my other stuff during weeks got better and better. So yeah. Is it worth hassle? It's a lot of hassle, I'll tell you now. You've got to have somewhere. You can't really have it in your house unless you're absolutely mad and don't care about your own health. It's, to me, I mean, there's no proof, but this technology is so new. I just don't think it's been properly risk assessed yet, and I think it's probably going to come where they'll put some guidance in place. But for me, it's like, can you remember asbestos back in the day where everyone thought, oh, this asbestos is amazing, and then it was absolutely destroying people's lives a few years later. I worry that it's going to be a bit like that, and I don't know if I've got myself all in a bit of a thing, but I think with this particular product, it smells that bad, even though I've got the milder stuff. It smells that naughty, it's worth treating it with a bit of respect. So I wear gloves where I don't normally wear gloves with anything. I mean, even spraying, you know, when I'm doing airbrushing on these weathering jobs, when I were using enamel paint with enamel thinners and it smells like a paint shop, I was just breathing that. And I know that's proper naughty as well, but this resin's on another level. It actually frightens me, and I'm not really into getting frightened with health and safety stuff. So it's one of them, you've got to watch it and respect it, and admit it I have. I mean, there was one day where I was just picking at a dry piece, and there must have been a bit of uncured resin on it, and later on that night I'm biting my fingernails. Hang on a minute, folks, I'm going to have to stop myself there. I think we're about to witness a CLSR. I really think we are. Oh yeah, it is. Cheeky little shot ruiner. Look at that, beautiful. Anyway, I was biting my nails, and I got some in my mouth, and it was the most poisonous taste I've ever tasted in my life, and I've had some bad stuff. I mean, I've had petrol in my mouth, siphoning motorbikes, I've had all sorts in my mouth. But apart from that cat sandwich at Annie's Cafe that time, you know, when it were Fat Betty's. So yeah, most poisonous thing I've ever had in my mouth. Apart from one of my exes, actually. But that's a bit of another story. Yeah. I basically grabbed a cloth and started wiping my tongue frantically, thinking I was about to die or turn into a superhero or something. And that's that. So I massively digressed on that story, didn't I? So yeah, basically, you need somewhere outside, so you need a shed minimum with some insulation. But apart from that, as you can see, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. You just can't expect that it's just going to work out at box. Like, it's not like a PlayStation where you buy it, plug it in, put gaming and everything works. It's all a bit more trial and error, getting it right. Some stuff works, some stuff don't work. But normally, if I've got what I've figured out now, rather than do a plate full of the same thing, I'll print one of them in that certain way, and then if that works, I know I can then have a file with that on that works. And then stuff that don't work, I know not to try that again and try something else, if you get me. But look at this, we've got a race going on here. We've got a race, folks. We've got Blue versus Coal Wagon. Who's your money on? Who's your money on? Oh, he's took. You can tell already, look, he's not even putting effort in. Yeah, absolute letdown. My money were on Coal then, so yeah. Anyway, folks, on a side note, I just want to mention this video is sponsored by Wayne Atkinson Financial Advisors. Wayne Atkinson for all your financial needs when it comes to buying locomotives. It'll send you up bargains and you can't resist them. I've been using Wayne Atkinson Financial Advisory Service all year, and I can tell you now it's quite good. I don't know if he charges now. It used to be free to use, but now I've advertised it, it's probably going to get a bit inundated, so it's going to take some commission, but it'll be alright. Screw it. So anyway, what do you think to that Acura Scale Class 31 that's going round? It looks the part, doesn't it? It's currently set to DCC non-sound, and it's not owned by me. It's a fostered model from the Liberty Junction Fostering service that I'm offering. It's brand fire new and it's not had much running time, so this session were a bit of a running in for it prior to me starting recording, and then a little bit afterwards. But here we go, we're going to get a nice little shot of it, so let us know what you think. And I'll just talk about how I acquired this model in the Liberty Junction Fostering locomotive services. I mean, I think it's coming. Where is it? What's going on? Here it is, look. So anyway, basically what happened is Wayne Atkinson, my buddy, is basically, he's got a few locos, premium locos I'll add, premium locos, and basically due to moving house, he's had to drop to Engage to get his train fixed, and he's got a few locos, 11 to be precise, and basically he don't want to sell them. But he didn't want to just leave them in box, so he's basically offered them me to use and run for him for foreseeable until he wants them back. So I'm hoping it's 25 years. But look at that, doesn't that look nice coming out of there? So yeah, some of them are absolute brand fire new, and some of them are about an hour old, I think, Wayne, aren't they? You've not really used them much. Anyway, they're all right. We're gonna look at them all. This is the first one I've opened. I opened it, I think it was last night, this, and I got it out. And we're getting it a run, and I'm gonna get each one out and have a little run on them and see what's what. Now this one, and I've mentioned it to Wayne, it's one I'm going to keep my eye on because, you know, that Class 66 of mine that's gone back for repair because motor's gone. Well, this is displaying very, very similar running qualities as that. So what I'm meaning is its speed's varying a little bit. It's not just being consistent. It's sometimes it's as if it's slamming brakes on, which is what my 66 did. And I've tried all sorts. I've cleaned wheels. I've done back EMF reset, etc. And as you can see here, it's not running particularly bad. But now and again, we're doing it worse. But I've done a few bits and pieces. So yeah, it's just to keep an eye on it, I think, because if it's got a dodgy motor, which if it has, it's absolutely getting beyond the joke. But if it has, it needs sorting. So we'll look at that, Wayne, and between us we'll get that fettled. I've got to say though, it's nice to have a classic old Loco on track, isn't it? None of this modern stuff, modern liveries and all that. Nice to have a bit of classic British blue. That's what we need, a bit of classic British blue, don't we? Let's see what this next one is. Are we having any wagers on this one? Who's guessing what? Come on. I tell you now, this one's been a bit of a lesson to me, this, because I've seen this on internet, on for sale pages back in day, and I've seen it in magazines, and I wouldn't have gone for it. And it's only when you see it in real life, it's like, oh my God, that's absolutely beaut. So let's have a butcher's. This one's a Cavalex. It's second Cavalex I've ever ran. My other one's Red Buffers, as you know. This is another one. It's absolutely, after running that Acura Scale 31, this is out of the park, miles better running. It's absolutely, you just can't get better than this. And it's another reason why I'm definitely going to get a Cavalex 60 at an absolute minimum of one, because they're just amazing. They really are amazing. I know people say this, that and other, and they're a little bit more money. They're well worth that bit more money, if you ask me. Look at state of this. It's absolutely sublime. And look how nice it's running. It's brand new. It's literally had no running. And look at how smooth it is. It's next level good. I'm a proper fan of them, to be fair, and Wayne's fitted all this fancy pants stuff at front, look, all that fancy nonsense. I should have fitted all that to mine, but I never got around to it. And it's one that I haven't weathered yet, because I think by the time I weather these, I need to make sure that I'm right on top of my weathering game, because I think the Cavalex needs professional quality rather than my amateur quality. But yeah, what I might do, Wayne, if it's all right with you, is I might just practice on this one in case I ruin it, and then I can then crack on with mine, can't I, if it's good? And if it's crap, then I'll just not bother. But look at this, isn't it nice, that black and orange? Honestly, I want to look twice at it in magazine, and I didn't look twice at it, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, and I can only hope. And I'm not saying it being mean, because it's absolutely super generous, this loan scheme, but I'm kind of hoping Wayne gets amnesia. I'm not, Wayne. I'm only kidding, Wayne. I don't hope you get amnesia. Anyway, yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. I really like it. I really like it. And I'd love to know what motors they're using these versus Acura Scale, because I know they've both got ESU decoders, so it's not a decoder thing. But these are just Acura Scale. You need to buy one of these and take it to bits and find out what motor it is and start using them in yours, because these are night and day better. I'm telling you now, night and day better running than Acura Scale. And I'm not saying Acura Scale are bad, because they're really, really not, but they're just the ones to beat at minute for me. This needs a shiny rake of beautiful wagons, doesn't it? So we're just going to run this up to the viaduct and back, and then we're going to put him back to bed for night, because I can't start. You're going to get overexcited. I know we've done it before. You'll end up getting overexcited. You'll not be able to sleep at night. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, you'll not be able to sleep at night. Look at the state of it. It's absolutely amazing. It's as shiny as can be, and I reckon with this one, you know, if it were mine and I were going to weather it, I reckon I would only do the bogies. Oh, did you see that? Yeah, I forgot I'd not set point. Looks, I've left it in. Not set point, shorted it all out. Yeah, I reckon I'd do bogies and I'd do a little tiny bit roof, and I won't do any on sides because it's just absolutely decent. And I tell you what, when I went to Wayne's house to pick all these up, he gave me a comprehensive list of instructions, which were almost like reprogramming my brain. He would give me that much information at once. And I knew that I was going to start getting information overload. And I thought, I can't be doing with this information overload, Wayne. I'll just stop listening to you. And I'll basically just play with your Engage train. If you remember when I was playing your Engage and I was pretending to listen, I was just really focusing on your Engage, thinking this is nice and small. Anyway, so because of that, as you saw then, them fans weren't spinning. And I don't know if that's a CV number I need to do, but basically I've put this on my Z21 again address, and I've only got function 1 working for normal lights because I just didn't pay attention, Wayne. And I kind of wish I had done now. I know it's a bit late in saying it. Oh look, two Cavalexes even. 2 Cavalexes crossing on the bridge. Yeah, I wish I had done, but yeah, I'll probably have to go back now and read them instructions that you text me as well. So yeah, I do like that. It's absolutely delicious, isn't it? Locomotive number 2 of the Liberty Junction Fostering a locomotive service. And listen, I don't want to start getting swamped with offers of locomotive services. There's a few rules, premium models only, and got to be within travelling distance. Hilton, I think you could help me out. I could have that steam generator one you had the other day on yours. You've done with that now. It's had its video. Can I foster it? And can I foster a few others? Can I foster that Jones Goods, that yellow one? And we'll call it Banana Train. So again, for this one, if I'm going to come clean a bit, I've used a little bit of cunning and trickery. I don't know if you picked up on it. Wayne certainly will have done, because he knows this one's not sound fitted. I've basically been running other 56 so that I can use its sound for this 56. Tricky, aren't I? Anyway, some bonus footage now for hardcore. I filmed it in my man cave and did live audio, so get ready. It's a bit echoey. So what else have you been printing then, Mr. Double O? I can tell you now, if you get a bit of patience, let's have a look, shall we? We'll start with these. They're still on supports, so we've got some dummy point motors. There we go. And they've spaced out, so they'll do it with cork doofus as well. I've got one of them fancy track nonsense pieces. 415 volt nonsense. I've got loads of barrels on pallets. Look at this. I'm going to start my own barrel world. A few more drums. Some of them are a bit ropey, but they were first ones. And then loads more barrels. Some of them a bit of crap on there. Looks like I think it might be a nose gobble in that. But there you go. Look, get an idea what they look like. Loads of them for barrel world. What else we got? We've got these fancy. Look at these. These are beautiful. Look at them. Some kind of, I'll tell you what they are, the oil spill pallets. So they're like, like if you're spilling oil, then you have one of them. I've got a couple more barrels, but the coils of wire. These ones have got like little stick on them, like, so they can go on support. But you haven't got any supports. Of course I haven't, I've printed some, so here's supports for them. When I take them off, you've got to imagine I've got to take them off this nonsense. A couple of them jacks, a couple of built up solid ones. Decent. And then I've got this recycling thing here, like a recycling container with lids off for them to chuck the nonsense in. A few more of them jack things. And then this big fancy, it's in 2 parts, this big fancy oil. 4,500 litres of oil there, fellas. And ladies. Folks. Let's call it folks, then no one gets upset. So I thought I was finished. Hang on, I haven't finished. These were a bit ropey because these were my first prints and I did them on bed and you're not supposed to. So these 3, wait a minute, I can't get my finger in. That one, and that one are a bit dodge. They're all right, that one's a bit dodge. But anyway, you can see what they are. They're ice cream cabinets. And then we've got all these little intricate track pieces. Like we've got electrical boxes, bits of nonsense. I don't know, I'll be honest, I don't even know what most of this is. I'll just put it anywhere, paint it up, put it anywhere. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Have a laugh, who cares? But I'll have these, it's all about details, and I'm going to have them, whether they're in the wrong place, I don't care. And then I've got these, finally, these bits of that fancy stuff that goes up, is it TPS? I don't know. I don't even know most of it. All I know is I've got the details. It's all about the deets. Dave's got the deets. Just a quick cheeky last minute entry. I've just printed off this 20-foot container and a wagon bogie to see what they come out like, and I thought I'd just add it. So total cost up to now, I've done less than one bottle of resin, and I think bottles are about 16 quid. So everything I've shown you, including that stuff on my layout, 16 quid, it's for noting it, it's almost free. And realistically, I've probably still got enough resin to print at least, I don't know, at least another 20 or 30 of them pallets with barrels on. Anyway, Percy, what do you think to it, mate? Are you not bothered? Oh, he is bothered, look. I knew you were bothered, mate. Nice one. Show us that cute face. There you go, look. Look at that. Cheers, folks. Told you it was going to be a long one, including cat nonsense at the end.